Okay, let's dive in. We got this fascinating, maybe slightly alarming set of sources here about AI-generated content, specifically deepfakes.
Yeah, and how they're really messing with our heads, particularly when it comes to trust. Trust in media, trust in authority figures. It cuts deep.
Right. So our mission today basically is to unpack all this, figure out what deepfakes actually are, how they kind of weaponize our own psychology.
Exactly, that authority bias thing. And then look at how it hits differently depending on if you're a kid, a teen, or an adult, because the risks aren't the same.
Okay, so first things first, AI-generated content, deepfakes. Give us the quick definition.
Sure. So AI-generated content is just, well, media made by AI.
Yeah.
Pictures, video, voices. Deepfakes are the really convincing ones.
Hyper-realistic.
Hyper-realistic, often using tech like GANs, Generative Adversarial Networks. But the scary part isn't just faking a picture, it's faking people.
Making it seem like someone said something or did something they never actually did.
Precisely. And the sources stress how easy it's getting. You don't need a PhD anymore. There are tools online. It's becoming democratized in a way.
Which brings us to why they work so well. This authority bias.
Yeah, it's this mental shortcut we all have. We tend to just trust people in charge, leaders, experts,
You give their words more weight, maybe don't question them as much.
Exactly. It saves mental energy, usually. But AI deepfakes hijack that. They put the fake words in the mouth of someone we're primed to believe.
Sneaky.
Very. It bypasses some of our critical thinking filters.
And we're seeing real-world consequences already. The sources mentioned some examples.
Oh, yeah. Fraud's a big one. Like that CEO voice clone scam where they faked the boss's voice to get an employee to wire money.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that.
Then there's political manipulation, obviously. Huge potential there. But, the sources are fair. They also mention potential good uses.
Yeah.
Entertainment, education, maybe.
But let's get into the age differences, because that seems really key. Starting with young kids, like under 12.
Yeah, this is worrying. They're still figuring out real versus not real, right? And they really trust authority figures, parents, teachers. So deepfakes can badly confuse them.
Making it hard to build that foundation of trust.
And it can mess with their emotional development. There's also the horrific risk mentioned in the sources of AI being used for child abuse imagery. Just awful.
Okay, moving up to adolescence. Teens, young adults, say 10 or 12, up to maybe 25.
Right, so they're navigating identities, social pressures. The sources mention they can struggle telling AI empathy, like from a chatbot, from real human connection. But the really brutal thing here is deepfakes used for bullying.
Yeah.
And specifically in non-consensual pornography.
That statistic was shocking. 1 in 17 teens surveyed
Reported having deepfake nudes made of them. Yeah, 1 in 17. Think about the emotional damage, the violation of trust. It's staggering.
And the APA is calling for what? Age-appropriate AI design and literacy.
Exactly. Kids and teens need the tools to understand and navigate this stuff safely.
Okay, so what about us adults? We think we're smarter, right? Harder to fool.
Yeah, we like to think so. But we have our own blind spots. Confirmation bias, we believe stuff that fits what we already think.
Or we overestimate our ability to spot a fake, that illusion of control.
Totally. And the detection rates. They're not great. Sources say maybe 60% accuracy sometimes, which is barely better than chance.
So even if we don't fall for a specific fake, the existence of them erodes trust in everything.
That's the liar's dividend. Suddenly, real videos, real audio can be waved away as, oh, that's probably just a deep fake. It poisons the well for genuine information.
And that can lead people to just disengage or retreat into their own bubbles.
Yeah, either tune out completely or stick to places where they only hear things they already agree with. Neither is good for a healthy society.
So the long-term societal impact is pretty grim.
It's serious. We're talking about a major erosion of trust in media, institutions, leaders, everything. That's dangerous for democracy, for informed debate.
It really challenges the whole idea of seeing is believing.
That phrase is basically obsolete now.
So if the tech to detect fakes is always playing catch-up, what do we do? Where are the solutions?
Well, the sources consistently point towards human resilience. The number one thing is media literacy and critical thinking education for everyone.
Teaching people how to question, how to verify, how to check sources.
Yes. Starting young, continuing throughout life. It's about building cognitive defenses.
Is that enough on its own, though?
Probably not. It needs to be a layered approach. Tech solutions do help detection tools, maybe digital watermarks, authentication.
And rules for the people making the AI.
Definitely. Ethical guidelines, transparency, consent, accountability for developers. Plus, we need updated laws and policies to tackle specific harms, like that deepfake abuse image issue.
So it's parents, educators, tech companies, governments. Everyone has a role.
It has to be a collective effort.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the core issue is this collision between incredibly realistic AI and our own built-in psychological tendency to trust authority. It's fundamentally changing the game for information.
Yeah, and the main path forward seems to be boosting our own human skills, critical thinking, skepticism, media savviness.
Which leaves us, and you listening, with a pretty big thought to chew on.
Right. If we can't reliably trust what we see and hear anymore, how do we actually agree on what's real? And how do we hold powerful people accountable when their words or image can be so easily faked?